back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Suzanne. I am a stay-at-home mom to 3 girls, and I like to post cleaning, lifestyle, motherhood, DIY type videos on my channel. So if that interests you, please consider subscribing. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you and your support. It just means the world to me, so thank you so much. I thought I would do a fun video today. I wanted to do this video this time last year, and I just never got around to even starting my channel. So now that I have my channel, I thought it would be fun to do, and it's just a Bath & Body Works haul. I'm going to do a fall candle haul today, and then I have a winter or holiday candle haul, and I'm going to do that at the start of December. So that will be a separate video because I just have a lot more candles than I thought. I was going to combine them, and I just think that's going to be way too long of a video. So I'm just going to do fall candles today. So all the candles that I will show you are very kind of centered with spices, or there's a little bit of apple in them, maybe a teeny bit of pumpkin. I have a couple bakery scents as well that I really enjoy. I don't have too many that are just straight up plain apple. I know there's a couple like flannel and a couple other ones that have that sort of like mahogany teakwood smell to them. I'm not sure exactly what that scent is, but I'm not a fan of those either. So I don't usually have those in my stash, but the ones that I have are going to be more centered on that kind of cinnamon, clove, apple. And if any of those interest you, then you should definitely stay tuned. And if you watch until the end of the video, I'm going to do a DIY. Once the candles get really low and they get to a point where the wicks don't burn anymore, then you can sometimes have a lot of it go to waste. And I learned how to make my own DIY wax melts so that I don't have to waste any of the candle. All you have to do is just melt it down, and then not only do you get to use the leftover wax, but if the jars are really pretty, like some of my favorite jars are these frosted glass ones, because when you put the candle inside of it, they just glow so beautifully. So once it's empty, you can still put a tea light inside of it, and then it just looks really pretty, even if you don't have the wax in it anymore. So if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I will show you exactly what you need and exactly how to do that so that you can make your own DIY wax melts. Bath & Body Works used to sell wax melts, and for some reason they stopped. I don't know if it's because they weren't very popular. I used to buy them because they always made them in the smells that I love the most. So because they stopped selling them, I just figured that now I was gonna have to make my own. And it's just a great way not to let the wax go to waste, and then you still get to reuse the jar. I don't always save every jar, but I do save a lot more of them now because I get all the wax out of them. All right, so these are just my favorite fall candles, or just some that I buy every year. A couple of them are new that I've never tried before, and then some of these are actually empties as well, because I have been burning candles this entire month. We're almost at the end of October now. I think today is the 25th. So I have been burning some of these candles for the month as well. My first empties, and I had never bought this fragrance before, but I ended up loving it. This is Pumpkin Clove. I thought the label was really pretty. It's all gone. I've been burning it for most of the month. Oh, it smells so good. It has clove buds, ground cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, fresh pumpkin, and you can smell all of those things come through when you light the candle. It's very strong even without being lit, but once you light the candle, it's so strong. It literally just smells up my whole house, which isn't too hard to do. My house isn't that big, but it just smells amazing. And as soon as you start to burn it, you immediately just feel like it's getting cooler outside, even though I'm in Florida, but it kind of brings those sort of cold weather holiday vibes into your home. I definitely recommend this one. Again, it's called Pumpkin Clove, and it's just for anybody who loves the clove and seasonal spices, nutmeg and cinnamon. This is a super delicious smelling candle. I don't buy a lot of the Halloween themed Bath & Body Works candles, but I do like to put out a couple that kind of help decorate my house. I don't put up a ton of Halloween decorations, so when I have my candles, I think it's fun if they have a special Halloween label, but I don't buy a lot of Halloween specific candles. I got this one, which they have it on the label as Purrfect Pumpkin, and I got it because I have mentioned in my other videos, I used to have a black cat. His name was Thackeray Binks, and sadly he passed away a couple years ago. Anything black cats, we just recently adopted another black cat now. Her name is Poe, and I just love black cats. So I had to get this label because I thought it was just really fun the fact that it had a black cat on it. It also kind of reminded me, I don't know if anyone's my age, but there was a book called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I think. It's from the 90s, and the artwork kind of reminded me of this, like that gray, sort of washed out art. So I just thought that this was a really neat label. The smell itself though is actually similar to Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, which is one of my favorite Bath & Body Works smells. So this one says it has pumpkin, black cat's clove, ghostly vanilla, and baddie brown sugar. It just smells like Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin to me, and I've mentioned in my fall favorites tag that that's just one of my absolute favorite Bath & Body Works smells for fall. So definitely had to get this one because I love it so much for fall time and Halloween. Another kind of Halloween label that I thought was so cool was this one. It has like, it looks like wallpaper or something with jack-o'-lanterns all over it. This particular scent is pumpkin carving, and this is one of my favorites, and they haven't had it in several years. I thought the lid was really cool too. It's got like cobwebs on it. They have not had this candle in several years, and I love it. I don't know, something about it just makes me think of Halloween. The notes are freshly carved pumpkin, spiced pumpkin seeds, smooth brown sugar. I don't know what it is. It's very sweet. So with the sugar and the pumpkin, if you're not a fan of that, I don't know if I would recommend it. But I used to like this all the time at Halloween, and this one in Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin to me just, I know that it's gonna be Halloween as soon as I start burning them. So I haven't even burned it because they never have this anymore. I'm scared if I light it and then they don't have any more, I won't have it, which is silly. I mean, if you buy a candle, you should burn it. But anyways, this is pumpkin carving. I got a lot of these last year at the end of Halloween sale or end of the season sale. And then I picked up some this year too. So these are kind of a mix of this year and last year. So really want to burn that one, but I'm sad if I do and they discontinue it, I won't have it anymore. I think that's it for the Halloween specific. Those labels were specifically Halloween, those last two. The rest of them are just kind of fall. The first one I have that's just kind of autumn or fall themed. This one's new to me. I got it this year. They had like a buy one get one sale back in August or September, I want to say, and they had this one. So this is Pumpkin Bonfire. It says the notes are white pumpkin, a bundle of clove buds, and glowing embers. So I don't know what I was thinking this would smell like, but I read the reviews because I only really shop online anymore. I don't even bother with my two kids and just all the craziness. I don't even leave the house that much. So buying candles online, you kind of take a gamble. But this one just had really good reviews and it sounded like it would smell really, really good. I was kind of disappointed. I was just hoping it would be unique. But if you've ever smelled Marshmallow Fireside, this is almost identical to that to me. So I don't really get so much pumpkin or clove. It just smells sweet and then that kind of smoky that Marshmallow Fireside has. If you've never smelled that before, it's just a very sweet mixed with like a little smokiness. So it's still really good, and I love Marshmallow Fireside. I think I have a couple of them actually right now. I haven't burned this one at all yet, but it did come in the mail about a month ago. I don't know, I was just hoping for a little bit more spice to it maybe. Every time I smell it, it just smells like Marshmallow Fireside. So again, not a bad thing. I really like that, but I was just kind of bummed out that it wasn't a little bit more unique than that. Another one that I have to burn every single year. I usually start burning this one toward the end of summer and the beginning of fall because it's so sweet and it kind of reminds me of like a fair or something. But this is another really popular one from them, is Pumpkin Pecan Waffle. They make this every year with tons of different labels. I probably have like 3 or 4 different labels just sitting around the house, but I always have to have this one in my stash because I just love the smell so much. This one is maple syrup, golden waffles, and pumpkin spice, and brown sugar. It's just so sweet, and it definitely smells like a waffle. My family actually all really likes this one. This is kind of what got me really into start enjoying more food candles because I never bought a lot of food smelling candles before. But this one is really, really good. This label is not one of my favorites, but I just love the smell of it, so I didn't really care too much. But again, it's Pumpkin Pecan Waffle. If you enjoy kind of baked goods, this really does make your whole house smell like you're just cooking something really sweet and yummy. So definitely recommend it if you enjoy that. Another bakery smell is this one. It's pumpkin cookie dough. I think that this is another one that I got when they had a sale last year, so I think I've had this one for a while, but it was like January when I purchased it. This one smells very, very sweet as well. It is homemade cookie dough, creamy pumpkin, and cinnamon sugar. And again, it just makes your whole house smell like you're cooking something really delicious. And that to me just makes it feel like fall. I don't do a lot of baking and stuff in the summer, so anytime my house smells like baked muffins or any kind of pumpkin cake or cookies or anything, that usually makes me feel like it's fall. And so lighting a candle that smells like that kind of brings the fall vibes on for me. I've never had this one before though. I don't know if it's new. I know they have another one that's like pumpkin snickerdoodle, which I have had in the past as well, but this one I've never had before, and I think I ordered it online too. I mentioned this next candle in my fall favorites tag, and this is another one besides sweet cinnamon pumpkin that I just have to have on hand every single year. I love it. I've been buying it for probably over 10 years now. This is Leaves. So the label is really pretty. I don't think this is the one I showed in that video because I've actually been burning it for a while. I start burning this candle as soon as like September hits because I live in Florida, so I don't really feel like it's fall outside. It's still really hot in September. It's like in the 80s, 90s really. So I start decorating my house in September and putting up all my decor and making my pumpkin coffee, and then I light a Leaves candle, and it just immediately makes me feel like fall has arrived, even if it doesn't look or feel like it outside. So the notes for Leaves are crisp red apple, golden nectar, and warm clove spice. This just, I don't know, the apple with the clove, something about it, it just smells so amazing together. I just love it. I haven't even started burning this one yet because I've just finished burning the one from my video. I always have to have this one on hand, and this one I thought was really pretty too with the copper label or copper lid. For anybody who loves the smell of apples and cloves, I cannot recommend this candle enough. I always have it burning, and I don't know anybody who says that they don't care for it. It's just a very crisp, a kind of sweet, spicy smelling candle. So I will always have this on hand, but I definitely recommend this to anybody if you're new to Bath & Body Works candles, or if you just enjoy the apple cinnamon kind of smell. It just isn't fall to me until I start burning this candle. And then it doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees outside, I'll crank down my air conditioning and have this lit, and my whole house will just feel like fall. So definitely a must have. I just have a couple left. This next candle is Harvest Gathering. This is another one. It's very similar to Leaves. So it has fresh picked apple, autumn berries, and clove buds. Again, it's just, I usually start lighting this one around Thanksgiving. So anytime I smell this, it just makes me think of Thanksgiving dinner and sitting on the couch cuddled up watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, eating Thanksgiving leftovers. I don't know, I just always start burning this right around Thanksgiving. And I thought this jar was really pretty, and the label was really pretty. It's got the gold and black. And the jar is that really pretty frosted white glass. So when you light it, it just like glows. The whole room just seems to glow. And then the top has that wood grain look on the lid. I really love this candle. This one and Leaves, I think both are really similar, but this one has just a little more spice to it to me than Leaves does. Leaves, I get a little bit more of the apple. But they're very similar. And again, this is just another one that I just always have to have on hand because I really enjoy lighting it, and I just know that Thanksgiving is coming, and that kind of cozy feeling that you get when you're cooking Thanksgiving dinner or getting ready to have family over. That's what this candle reminds me of. So this is just another one that I always like to have in my candle stash. So again, it's Harvest Gathering, and it smells so good. I recommend this one for sure. I bought this one last year during the semi-annual sale as well, or the end of season sale. One of those where they mark everything down. I think it was like $11. It's called Autumn. I don't know, this is just a plain glass jar. The label's kind of pretty, but it doesn't look particularly fallish to me. It is what it is. This one has bright red gala apple, juicy fig, eucalyptus leaf, and fir balsam. This one, to me, you definitely get the apple more than anything. So if you're a big fan of apple smells, I recommend this. I don't usually love just straight up apple. I like it to have a little bit of cinnamon or clove or some kind of spice to it. So I think that's why this one isn't always my favorite. I did start burning it a little bit already. I don't know if I would purchase it again. I just have so many other ones that I enjoy more. But I wanted to try it out because I'd never bought one before, and I heard a lot of people who say that they like it. So I wanted to give it a try. But it does smell really good. If you're a big fan of just apple, this to me smells more like apple than anything, so I would for sure pick one up if that interests you. Lastly, I have white pumpkin, and this is just a basic label, and again, just a white, it's not frosted, but it's just that white glass jar, which is really pretty. The White Barn label on the front. The notes are gingered white pumpkin, caramel glaze, and warm blended spices. And this one, I don't know, I definitely get more of like a pumpkin. I don't really get any spice to it, but there's, again, this one just has a really unique for this time of year scent to me. And this is just another one that I only have out around the fall. So anytime I smell it, it just kind of signals to my brain that fall is here or fall is coming and everything that comes along with it. I don't know if I'd say it's one of my favorites, but I do enjoy it. I like having one to have just to burn in case something else that I was burning is gone. So white pumpkin. And I have one that has a prettier label too. I started burning that one last year. This one I haven't burned yet. I think I got this one at the BOGO sale too a few months ago, but another good one to have if you enjoy that sort of spiced kind of pumpkin smell. This is much sweeter to me than the other two, the Leaves or the Harvest Gathering. That one, those have the apple, but this one to me smells a little more pumpkin-y. So if you like pumpkin, I recommend this one. I went ahead and did my Bath & Body Works haul, and there were quite a few candles in there. And I don't know about anybody else, but I hate it when candles get to the very bottom and then it's like they don't light anymore, but you still have all this wax left. It's kind of hard to tell. And this one, let me see. So in here, I have all this wax left in the bottom, and these wicks just won't light now because they're so low. So what I like to do, when I learned how to do, was to melt these down, and if you have a wax warmer, I don't know if it matters the kind, mine's just one I bought from Target, and it works fine. I don't want to tell you to do this if you have a certain kind of warmer. Maybe this might mess it up, so I'm not saying you should do this unless you know for sure it's going to work with your wax warmer. But if it does, then you can use this trick and get the rest of the wax out, so you're not letting it go to waste, especially if it's a favorite candle that you might have, or for like this candle jar. I love these frosted jars. I think they're so pretty when they're lit. So I even like to empty these out and reuse them as makeup brush holders, or you could do that with the other jars too. But these, I also like to put a new fresh, like just fake candle, flameless candle, and it makes it look so pretty when it's lit up with the frosted glass. So I always try to at least save these if I can. Some of the other ones, like this one is a cute label, but if I didn't need the glass jar, I don't know if I would necessarily keep it. But there's other ones that are really pretty labels, like for this Leaves one, you could use this as like a fall vase if you wanted to. Once it's gone, put some fall flowers in it, just some fake flowers or something, or just have it out as decoration and light it again, and it looks really pretty with it lit. So you could do that as well. What you're going to need for this is very simple, just materials you might have on hand, or you might need to get one or two things. First, just a pot, because you're going to be boiling some water. Then I went to Walmart, I think is where I got this, but it's just like a little candy melt mold. So if you make candies or something, this one is stars. I think I just grabbed whatever they had or whatever was cheapest. But you could definitely have whatever, if you wanted to do these as gifts, it would be really cute. If you were making some for fall, you could have some that were pumpkins, or I have one that's pineapples as well. But I usually just use the star one because so far I just make these for my own personal use, and it doesn't really matter to me what they look like because I'm just going to be melting them down. You're also going to need, I like to put it on a cutting board or just something so if it spills, it won't get all over the counter. You'll need a cup, so that you can pour the candle wax in here, and it just makes it easier if you have like a plastic cup. And then just a spoon so that you can scoop the little wicks out when they're all done. And that should be it. I believe that's all you should need for this project. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is take our pot, and you just want to fill it with enough water that it's going to cover the bottom of however much wax you have. You don't need a ton of water, but you definitely want to at least make sure that the part that has the wax in it is going to be submerged enough. Once your water starts boiling, you're just going to take your candle, and I take the lid off, and then you just put it in the water, and then I turn it down to about 4. And then you just let it boil for however long it takes. Usually it's about 10 minutes, but I would check on it just to make sure. And then slowly the wax should start to melt. So we'll come back and check up on it soon. This is what you're left with once it's cooled. These are what you're left with. You can see sometimes they still have a little bit of the wick in there, but just depending on what the candle wax look like, obviously is what the melt is going to look like. So this one sounds like pumpkin pecan waffle. I have a lot of that one. But anyways, I just keep them in this container. These two smells were pretty similar, so I just kept them in here. I can't remember what the other one was. It might have been leaves. But either way, they just smell like cinnamony when I warm them or heat them in the warmer. If you have some where the scents are drastically different, or some that you just want to keep the scent very unique to the candle that it came from, I would put them in separate containers, but I usually always have the same smells. It's just these fall smells because I don't normally burn a lot of candles in the summer. Every now and then I might have a fresh balsam or a 'tis the season, because those are the two I usually burn at Christmas time. So I might put those in a different container because they obviously smell very strong and different from these. But for my fall scents, I normally just keep them all in the same container. So it's up to you however you like to store them. If you have different scents though, I would recommend putting them in different containers. That way they will keep the smell that's unique to the candle. Once it's all burned down, this is pretty much what it looks like. You can see all the wax is melted. Now we're going to go in and scoop the wicks out and then pour the wax.
Thought I was losing who I call myself today in this world of illusions. Didn't dare to sing my name. That was when you came along, and I don't know where I would be or where I'll go if you weren't standing next to me. Your arms have carried me.
awesome candles that you might have been interested in. If you were on the fence with some of these scents, I hope that my video maybe helped you to make your decision a little bit easier. Bath & Body Works has so many amazing smelling candles, and it's always very difficult for me to pick other than the ones I know I have to have every year. When new ones come out, I have a really hard time deciding what to try, and I try not to go overboard, but if you're really into Bath & Body Works candles, then you know that that's not always so easy to do. This is my current stash. I will have my other video, which is going to be my winter and holiday candle stash, but I just had way too many to do all in one video. Thank you again so much for watching. This was such a fun video to make, and if you're like me and you have a Bath & Body Works candle problem, then I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give it a like and a thumbs up, and if you're interested in more lifestyle and motherhood type videos, please subscribe. I would love to have you join my YouTube family. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video.